We all know the main cause of stress during tax season is uncertainty. So will I have to pay? And if so, how much? And if you're a new parent like me, or you have your own business like I do and have a busy job, not knowing can at times make you feel really uneasy. Fortunately, TurboTax's expert guidance can help prepare you, and in doing so, paint a much clearer picture of what it will all look like. And the first step is knowing how it's calculated. To help guide us through is my guest, accountant Susan Watkin. Now, Susan combines her successful accounting practice with being one of TurboTax's resident tax experts. This is like income tax 101, Susan. You know, how is it calculated? That's a great place to start.
Well, income tax is calculated, of course, on our income, and it's based on how much you're earning, and then less the deductions that help reduce our taxable income, and those are things like your RRSPs. And then we get set within a certain tax bracket, and multiple tax brackets in some cases, and that's going to create the amount of tax we have to pay. Lucky us, hopefully we've got lots of tax credits like tuition that then we can apply to that tax amount to bring it down to help us get the best possible return.
Okay, so I have my own business, and I also work for an employer as well. And it sounds like we all have to assume, me included, we need to assume we're paying income tax at some point.
Well, I'll say yes and no. Yes, we all pay tax, but if you're an employee of someone, you've been paying taxes all year. Okay, so you've already got it. You've already done your job. You've put your taxes away. Your employer has contributed. So all things equal, if you had no deductions, no tax credits, at the end of the day, you wouldn't owe any money. You wouldn't get a refund. However, if those of you have a side gig like yourself, you're a small business owner as well, nobody's putting that money away for you. Okay, you have to do that yourself. So that's what's really important. So as soon as you start doing that first side gig, and as you're going, you're putting that money aside so that you're ready to pay those taxes come April 30th.
I wish I had you in my corner several years ago, because I was really good at the creative side, and then the business and tech side came up, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I need to be doing what with that money? Got it.
That's usual.
Okay, noted. Thank you. Okay, I want to talk about tax brackets.
Okay.
And most of the brackets that I hear about in my household anyway, with my husband, are basketball brackets. Is this as exciting as he makes basketball brackets out to be?
I find it pretty awesome, but all of us, up to the amount of about $47,000 is our first tax bracket. We're going to pay about 15% tax on that. The next amount, the money that's above 47, but just under the next bracket of around 95,000, then you're going to be paying 20.5%. So you're not paying the same tax amount on the entirety. And it continues up to the point where it gets to 33% tax on the amount of your income that reaches over $210,000.
So I understand that TurboTax will take into account both federal taxes that we have to pay and provincial taxes that we have to pay into their calculations. Is that so?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So whether you're using TurboTax online or you've signed up and you're doing TurboTax Live full service, you have the assurance that it is completely up to date with all the tax regulations, the tax laws, all the credits, all the deductions. It's got you covered.
So this is what I've learned owning my own business, but I've also learned this because my husband is self-employed as well, and he has his own contracting business, is you want to try to do everything to the letter and do it right, because you have a fear that there will be some kind of potential review. And you hear that and you just hear dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, it's totally not the end of the world. It's not a full-blown audit. It's usually just a review. And what a review means is that they're coming back to you because there's something on your tax return that they just need to ask questions about. The way we file our taxes, we don't have to provide any documentation at that time. So there might be something, maybe you had a bad year and you had a lot of medical expenses. So they might come back to you to say, wait, this is a little bit off. Prove to us what you've been trying to claim. So that's what they're coming back to you. And it's really simple. You sign up for your CRA My account, then you log in, and then you can just upload your documents. In most cases, that's it, you're done.
Okay, so it's not that bad.
No.
It's not the end of the world.
Not at all. Just don't ignore the brown envelopes that are coming to your house, please.
Okay, noted. I will look out for those. I think there are a lot of people out there, Susan, who are like me, type A, gotta know everything in advance. And I'm one of those people who wants to know, am I going to either be paying out or collecting a refund? So how could I possibly know any of that in advance?
TurboTax is free when you sign up for it. You're not paying for it until you file the return. So go and make a mock return. Go in, put in everything that applies for you. Help yourself figure out, would it help if I added more to my RRSP? Test if your husband claims your donations versus you. See where it's going to net you out, and that's going to probably give you the best idea of where you're going to sit. And if that doesn't work for you, TurboTax also offers these really great tax calculators depending on your province.
I feel smarter already, Susan. Thank you.
You're welcome,
Thank
Melissa.
you so much. And that is very, very reassuring, hopefully, to all of us. Thank you so much again. Now, with TurboTax, there is always an expert in your corner. For more smart advice from Canada's tax experts, keep following TurboTax on Twitter and on Insta. Like and subscribe on YouTube. And don't forget, stay tuned for our next episode on reducing your taxes. I said it. Did you hear it? Reducing your taxes. I'm Melissa Grelo. See you next time.